Welcome back. Well, it was toddler tantrums gone mad earlier this week, but the adults were the real culprits. A current affair and Today Tonight became embroiled in an ugly war over the child star of US TV hit Toddlers and Tiaras. ACCA had originally paid $20,000 to cover a Melbourne child pageant in which 6-year-old Eden Wood was to be the main attraction. But rival TT paid the Woods even more for exclusive access. Here's how Nine responded.
But then another network hijacked the star of the show in a deal worth upwards of 70 grand and prevented her from appearing.
Unfortunately, I don't know, parents, if you already know, that Eden Wood will not be here today. She was not here yesterday, and she is not here today.
It was an act of sabotage.
Today Tonight's story had Eden Wood's mum claiming it was too dangerous to have her daughter out in public because of protests about child pageants, and had a right crack at ACCA for some sabotage of its own.
The producer's wife of A Current Affair was used as a plant with 2 small children, and then find out that it's the producer's wife and she was put up to it just to get media of Eden for their story. A Current Affair has put out there nothing but lies.
Hardly a fair go for a visiting 6-year-old.
James Manning, can anyone claim the upper hand in this battle?
No, I don't think they can. I mean, I don't have a problem with these shows. Some people say, look, it's just all rubbish. I think, look, people like the stuff because they're the highest rating programs, often on some nights. But when they both come out and say then have a go at each other over stuff like this, you think, yeah, well, you know, take it easy. Just you're taking it a little bit too seriously, I think.
All right, let's talk about something a little bit more serious. ACMA has released this week details of how the free-to-air commercial networks go at meeting Australian content requirements. Yeah,
and the news is that everybody's fulfilled their requirements at the moment. Australian content, I think it's 55% of content needs to be Australian, so everybody's managed to beat that this year. Also, the Australia, there we go there, yep, they're all up well over that. 7 was on on top there. There's also drama hours, first run Australian drama. You need to qualify a number of points. They all did that easily.
So 10 did.
Yeah, 10 did that. A little bit controversial that 10 uses, well, I think they all do a certain extent. New Zealand content actually counts. 10 use a little bit of that to get their numbers up there. And also 10 will lose Neighbours next year because they've moved that across to 11 and the points don't count when it's there. But I think if you do the calculation, 10 will still get through.
They also looked at documentaries?
Absolutely, you've got to run a certain number of hours of documentary. Again, 7 leads the way there. Of course, things like border security, all those docs count for all that stuff, so they've easily busted that requirement.
Subscription television, Fox 8 has gone and nabbed America's Got Talent.
Yeah, timing is everything. The day after Australia's Got Talent set the new record audiences, that they came out and said, look, we've got, for the first time, we're going to show America's Got Talent, which is as big a hit over there almost as it is here, so that'll be coming on later this year.
All right. Celebrity Apprentice. Now, we've heard Fremantle, I think, is going to be, confirmed that they're going to be making the next block of this one.
I got a little bit confused because I thought they'd sort of done it before, but I think they've done a normal apprentice here before, and which is non-celebrities, I guess, and the Celebrity Apprentice is the one with celebrities. So which one? But it's a similar sort of format.
Celebrity Apprentice?
Well, I think Fremantle makes them both.
Right.
But the one we've had before was with Celebrity Free, I think, wasn't it?
No, we
have a celebrity one. Yeah, he was the host though, or the.
The other people weren't celebrities. I see what you mean.
So I think this one, all the contestants will be celebrities. It is a bit confusing, isn't it? But and a very big week for Fremantle, of course, because it's their last week of MasterChef. Just sort of a night or two to go, and then the X Factor starting up for them. 7 took the opportunity of promoting that pretty heavily this week. That's not far away.
All right. The Block, we've had a fair bit of interest in the homes that were renovated by those guys.
Properties were put up for open for inspection last weekend in Melbourne. Something like 30,000 people. I had a graphic on Channel 9 of where the line actually went, and it sort of curled right around a couple of nearby streets, and then did a whole a whole massive block of Richmond. So it was something like 4 hours. If you were at the end of the line before you would get into the house, it would have taken you 4 hours. So that's incredible.
Lord. Finally, I just want to have a look at the Gruen transfer returned last night, cracking ratings. But another story that's just as interesting, UK's Channel 4 has come out with what looks very similar to the Gruen transfer.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of, legal letters changing hands there. I think Gruen did actually pitch the show to England in the past. Nobody took up the offer. Now there's a show that's come out very similar. So they're going to see if they're exploring their options there, if they can sort of challenge that. But yeah, just did just over 1 million people. It's first night back of this season.
Three, 4.
Next question.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
sorry.
There haven't been a lot of them.
Let's move on. I'll let you off the hook on that one. You might have caught a new advertisement for Kmart on air this week. The retailer has taken reality TV to a new level, inviting 1,000 mums into a Melbourne store over 3 days and asking them to guess the price of everyday products. Well, they were all filmed with their reactions used in this feel-good commercial produced by BWM. Kmart boss Guy Rosso calls it the aha moment when shoppers realise how low his prices are. He spoke about the campaign, which will extend to digital and outdoor, with Susan Wilson.
It started with the premise that we had dropped 50,000 items right across dropped prices on 50,000 items right across our store, to the point where I believe that our prices for products that mum needs for home, whether it be apparel or home or kitchen or bathroom for their kids, is lower than anyone. I mean, I would actually even challenge any customer that visits David Jones or Myer or Big W, come and have a look at Kmart, because our prices are gobsmacking low. And so the challenge was, now that we've done all that, how do we find that aha moment by putting it onto TV to entice the consumer to just come and have a look at Kmart, because it is totally a brand new retailer to what it was when maybe they last visited it, or maybe used to visit it some 10 years ago.
Other retailers like Big W and Coles are also stressing the value proposition in their ad campaigns. What makes yours different? Because
our price gap is so low. We started, as we started lowering our prices, started to compare to, David Jones, Myer and Big W and whatnot. I've stopped comparing now, because the gap differentiation on whether it's children's clothing under $10, pillows and cushions that are, under $5, kitchenware that you use every day, plates, knives and forks that are $1 each, jeans that are $10. Our prices are so low that it's no longer a point to compare to anyone else. It's a time to tell people that we want them to have an opportunity to come back and have a look at us, and maybe celebrate or have that really special moment when they go, something's going on at Kmart, and maybe you should just come back and have a look at what's going on, because the savings that they'll put in their pocket will be significant.
How do you walk the line between cheap and good value?
Quality is absolutely important. I mean, I take the view that I expect the quality of home products or clothing products to be at the same standard I would expect, or mum and dad would expect. I want them to last, and I want them to feel good on. So no compromise on quality, we guarantee that. And that means that you need to have a really good, robust system from source all the way to the stores. I mean, I've visited factories, and I know that our clothing products are made in the same factories that the high-end stores do. And so when I speak to the factory owners, I say, we want the lowest price, but we want the same level of quality that others demand. So it's quality guaranteed, but prices gobsmacking low.
Let's look at the ratings now for week 31 in free-to-air. Australia's Got Talent in the top spot, followed by The Block on Sunday in at second, MasterChef at third, fourth and fifth this week. 9 News Sunday was in at 6, 7 News Sunday at 7th, MasterChef Thursday in 8th spot, while The Block on Tuesday and Monday rounded out the week's top 10. James, no renovators in there. You've been sitting on the fence on this one for a while. Is it going to pick up?
Could do. We've got to wait another couple of days when MasterChef's out of the takes over the MasterChef slot.
Okay.
It's not going well, but it could sort of rebound.
You're still sitting on the fence. Let's look at the subscription TV ratings for week 31. Sport first, NRL Cowboys v Panthers in at first, Raiders v Dragons in at second. AFL Fremantle versus West Coast game was third, while the NRL saw the Roosters and the Bulldogs game come in at fourth, and Rabbitohs v Warriors in at fifth. In the non-sport category, Project Runway Australia in the top spot, followed by Simpsons in second, EastEnders in third, Coronation Street in fourth position, and America's Next Top Model rounding out the top 5. Big Fat Gypsy Wedding's not in there this week. Very disappointing. Final question for you. The MasterChef finale is this weekend. Will it outrate the Australia's Got Talent?
Well, on the figures for the final week, you'd have to guess, well, maybe not, or it'll be close. But ratings, predicting ratings is a mug's game, and I don't recommend we go there.
You're no good at it.
Well, nobody's any good at it. Me, ask the guys at the station. Unless you run a TV network, I don't think you've got any right trying to predict what'll happen. Fair enough.
Talk to you next week.
Thank you.
That's all we've got time for from the team here. Thanks for your company.